Hello everyone, welcome to another rapid speedrun game against Archivamento, rated 1333, as we approach 1400 on our King's Gambit journey. He's thinking, no one plays the King's Gambit. Very, 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 very few times will you ever come across it. Unfortunately. Wow, I have never seen this. I've never heard of it. Counter King's Gambit. The Counter King's Gambit. Holy moly. The Counter King's Gambit, huh? I can't imagine this is good. So basically, I know in the King's Gambit, you want to put your knight here to stop all the Queen H5 nonsense ideas, right? So I'm going to try to do the nonsense to him since he's counter King's Gambiting, but I'm up a tempo. So I'm going to accept his King's Gambit, which is how you normally refute the King's Gambit, right? You start by accepting. He then counter accepts, but now we're first to attack. And now he doesn't have a knight here because he's black. Now white would if it was white's turn, white would put the knight there and stop the queen. But he can't do that, so we can give the check. And he can't play g6 because boom goes the dynamite. So he loses, right? On move 4. Archivamento. Now I don't know any moves after this, but he has to be losing. Because he can't play g6 because we take it. He can't take because of the rook. And if he can't do that, on our next turn, we're going to push with check, win his rook, and get a queen. So otherwise, he has to move his king, and so that's why I'm saying it has to be losing. You block your bishop. You can't castle. You can't counter. You can't King's Gambit the King's Gambit tier. Don't King's Gambit me. I said you never face it, and then he tries to do it as black, which I've definitely never seen. I respect the spirit, but now what? This guy doesn't know what to do all of a sudden. He plays it, but we take. We've been over this. He might throw in a random check, but it's random. And if you can't take, and this is a threat of me pushing, what do? Okay, so you guess you random check and then go Queen G7. So what do we want to do? I think bishop here is maybe as good a move as any. So let's just develop the piece. It's wide open, looking at tons of squares. There was King D1, which was interesting because then your bishop can go to C4 fast and help in case that matters down the line or two. Okay, so even if he went, just to show you, Queen G7, we weren't only threatening push, we're also threatening takes and check, right? Now pushing is a bigger devastation because of the rook in the corner, that's why I mentioned it, but he chooses to move the pawn so we can't capture. But this allows the push, which was the problem, the biggest problem. So we're going to push, check. And now even though he has the queen to block the check, we're just going to, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, immediately get the queen back. So this is GG. Nice. This is GG. So maybe I'll use this video as an opportunity to show you a little something maybe about the King's Gambit, since this video is super short, since he just lost the game already. So let me actually open up. Well, I'm not going to open it yet because the game's going on, but I'm going to open up. Let me close that. I'm going to open up like Chessable and show you like the most common moves at the start of the King's Gambit once you get to higher elo. So we could see what we expect, some of the ideas maybe by black. Just super quick, nothing serious. as I don't know them myself. I'm learning them with you. As I'm doing the speed run, I'm learning. That's why I do these speed runs. It's not to teach you guys, it's to teach myself. It's an entirely selfish endeavor that some people might collaterally benefit from. Um, so yeah, like I want to learn the King's Gambit, so I say, let me do a King's Gambit speed run. But I can't just like look at a course and memorize lines. That's not the way my brain works because I don't care. So when I do chess, I have to learn that which I'm currently have on the board frequently, right? I can't watch a course about Dutch but not be playing it at the same time because I'll forget everything. I've watched so many Chessable and I forget everything, like literally everything. I know like remember 1%. But if all my games are in the King's Gambit, and then I'm watching some King's Gambit videos, then it sticks. I have to implement it in my games to turn that knowledge into my skill. Um, so I don't learn it beforehand because I won't remember it. That's just the way I am. So even I haven't learned theory against main ideas. I know like one or two moves, but that's not theory. That's nothing. That's a joke. So it'll be interesting to grow with you guys on all of my speedruns. Same thing with Benoni. Same thing with um, the Scandinavian. I don't know the theory ahead of time. I may know like 3, 4, 5 moves, but like everyone knows the first three, so I know like one or two moves, right? Um, yeah. So we're learning together. Now I do watch like a quick starter video of the opening just to get an idea of the ideas before I play, so I know have some idea of what I'm doing. Like not in terms of lines, but in terms of like what an ideal setup might look like, something like that, and then I can kind of find my way there. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing here. And now this guy, I feel like he's been thinking for many minutes now, and this isn't even something I can give him a take back on because it's not like he blundered a move. It was just a tactical theme over the course of a few moves. So unless I start the game over, it doesn't make any sense. If I go to Chessable now and start showing you guys stuff, people are going to be on my case for cheating. So I guess I'll just talk to you guys for 4.5 minutes. How was your day? Good? Okay. A lot of people only ever say good because the person asking how your day was doesn't actually care, probably. That's my guess. I'm just going to write GG in chat and see what he does. Who knows? It's possible I'm talking nonsense and I blundered somewhere, right? Unlikely since it's a 7 move game, but we will check it with the engine just to make sure once this guy resigns. But I think he's just going to troll and wait out the clock. So, although I can't open Chessable, I can move the board. Wait, can I? Oh, you can't even move the board? Oh, I guess you have to make the moves that were made in the game. Am I allowed to open up? No, I can't open up an analysis board, right? Because that is the engine. Okay, time for you guys to learn, practice your visualization skills. So we have the King's Gambit, right? And you really should practice your visualization because you can't really play chess without thinking ahead. Not without thinking, I mean, you have to think ahead and you have to see ahead too when you're calculating. So we do this f4, picture in your mind after e5. Black has a ton of moves. You're going to see many options. He can accept and take, at which point, what's our move? You should know by now. Right. We bring the knight out to stop the queen from coming to h4. And then black has a bunch of options. Black can go g5, protecting his pawn and threatening to push and kick our knight. Can you visualize that? Can you see it? Black can also do other things. He can not push the pawn, right? So our pawn is, so to start it again, black goes here, we go here. They can accept. We develop the knight. Now they could go g5, which we just said. They can do other things. d5, more popular. You're gonna, if you've ever faced like titled players, you'll probably get this a lot. Immediately striking out at the center in Scandinavian style, just blasting my pawn duo. So I put 2 pawns here and here. He took one. Now he's trying to destroy the other. And he's the one who's trying to get activity by doing this, because he's removing his 2 central pawns, which opens up both of his bishops. So that's another strategy. So let's look at a different option. He goes e5. We go f4. He takes. Accepted. Wait, he moved. He moved his king. So let's get a queen. Why would he move now? What, did he just set it up on an engine and now he's moving? This is so weird. Why would you wait until 1 minute and then play the game? Anyway, he's hitting our queen. We're up a queen. So I kind of mentally checked out from the game, if I'm being honest. In any case, this bishop is pinned, which means this is hanging. So I'm going to take that because we have to move our queen anyway, not because I want to go pawn hunting because I'm up a queen. I don't care about pawns. But I am threatening immediately to win the bishop. I mean, he doesn't respond. He plays the best move of all game, d5, but at the wrong time. So now we force the queen trade, as his king side remains entirely undeveloped. He blocks with the knight. We are going to attack the knight, add double pressure, getting rid of more stuff. We'll just be up a queen. Now maybe he doesn't know that he can defend it, but don't tell him. He finds it because process of elimination, you have no choice but to find it. But he's still in a pin. So let's just bring pieces out, attack his stuff, trade his stuff. He's down a queen. What's he really going to do? So let's get rid of a piece as we're up a queen. Did we move our king? No. Then we just castle. Our king is safe. Our rook is going to join the fray. Our knight's counteracting his knight. He makes pawn moves. We don't care. We're now threatening mate in 1 with development as his clock dwindles. We're up 18 points of material. 18. And this was a weird video. Sorry about that, but for those of you who at least tried to visualize before, that was good. So he defends the rook. I'm just going to bring in more pieces, trade more stuff. As I'm up a queen, his king is unsafe. What's he going to do? If he moves the bishop, his rook is hanging, but I may just go for checks and checkmate instead. He moves his king, which hangs the bishop. I'm not even going to calculate checks and checkmate. Just maybe he'll resign. He won't resign. What does it come to? Archivamento. What do you need to happen to resign? That's what I want to know. Are you not entertained? Have you not humiliated yourself enough, sir? So we'll play a4. It's a cool move. It's a check. I think this is super funny. Just random pawn checks with no calculation. Watch his king. Watch his king just and random fianchetto bishop checkmate. I was just gonna endlessly check him. It didn't even matter. But look at the lasers. And again, this pawns are always useful in completing the mating net. Really cool stuff. So let's just analyze real quickly. Okay, the game is perfectly fine. Now I could just show you. So when you're getting the King's Gambit, a lot of people are going to be scared. So let me go show you. So he has G5, right? In which case, in one of my videos, I showed you play H4. He has D5, trying to break things open. Also scary looking if you don't know what you're doing as white. D6, very, very popular and common. Some people think this is one of the better setups, um, but doesn't scare us at all. We just take the center, take our pawn back, and play a game. There's other ways. I mean, a large percentage of people are just going to go d6 and not accept, and you kind of transpose either into some type of like bishop's opening, or I mean, it's kind of up to you. And some people go knight c6, but that's lower rated. Those are the most oh, and the other thing you're going to get a lot if you climb is the immediate d5. The fault could be your counter gambit, which says, well, you can be active, but I can be active too. And my gambit makes more sense because I'm opening up two bishops, whereas you're opening up one and your king. So they try to get at you that way. And then you have to be careful not to fall for tricks, not to get checked, because you can no longer put a knight here immediately. I mean, you can, but you have to know what you're doing. Not only you can, that's one of the main moves, but you know he's going to take and dislodge it. So you're going to have to, I guess, know some theory, which is why King's Gambit a lot of people don't want to play, because you kind of want to know something about this. You don't really want to go in a position like this totally blind. But anyway, I've been rambling. Sorry. We'll get to the next video. Goodbye, guys.